Privacy. The most important thing someone can have is privacy. Because without privacy, we are exposed as well as our data. In the modern world, privacy is important to us, especially online. But what we don't know is that privacy is just as important to companies such as Google, Facebook, and other social media websites. They are able to monitor your data. That is why, before you sign up for a social media account, you are given the privacy policy statement. Now, what is the privacy policy statement? A privacy policy is a statement or a legal document in privacy law that discloses some or all of the ways a party gathers, uses, discloses, and manages a customer or client's data. It fulfills a legal requirement to protect the customer or client's privacy. Personal information can be anything that can be used to identify an individual, not limited to the person's name, address, date of birth, marital status, contact information, ID issue, expiry date, financial records, credit information, medical history, where one travels, and intentions to acquire goods and services. In the case of a business, it is often a statement that declares a party's policy on how it collects, stores, and releases personal information it collects. It informs the client what specific information is collected and whether it is kept confidential, shared with partners, or sold to other firms or enterprises. Privacy policies typically represent a broader, more generalized treatment as opposed to data use statements, which tend to be more detailed and specific. If you are a big company like Google, Microsoft, YouTube, and Facebook, with a lot of resources, you are probably prone to have a risk process in place. Now, what is a risk process? A risk process is things that will happen or risks that will be a breach of data that will happen. Now, I will give you a list or events or incidents that had happened before in the past where a person or a virus released by a person has been used to breach someone else's data. In September 2016, one of the most biggest companies, Yahoo, has experienced a severe data breach which exposed 3 billion user accounts and more. The attack compromised the real names, email addresses, dates of birth, and telephone numbers of 500 million users. The company said the vast majority of the passwords involved have been hashed using the robust bcrypt algorithm. A couple of months later, in December, it buried that earlier record with the disclosure that a breach in 2013 by a different group of hackers had compromised 1 billion accounts, beside names, dates of birth, email addresses, and passwords that were not as well protected as those involved in 2014. Security questions and answers were also compromised. In October of 2017, Yahoo revised that estimate, saying that in fact all 3 billion user accounts had been compromised. We are going to interview the principal and the registrar regarding the privacy of the school. What are the protocols in case of a privacy breach in the school?
Every teacher makes 4 copies of final grades or the records of the children. One is given to the school principal, one is given to the registrar, one is kept by the teacher, and the 1 copy is given to the parent. And these are paralleled with each other.
Who is authorized to receive the school records?
Here at Landmark Baptist Christian Academy, from preschool, elementary, and high school department, our school registrar holds and keeps the records of the children, but I am also taking authority over it.
Okay. So, does the school have any privacy measures with its records? If so, what are these measures?
When the teacher submits the record of the children, I check the record and give it to the school registrar. When the teacher hands on the record of the children to the principal, I check the records, the grades, and then the school registrar and me takes the responsibility of keeping it so that it would be kept well at the office.
So, are the faculty members informed of these privacy measures?
Yeah, before they submit the school records of the children, we are holding our regular meetings, and we give to them the do's and don'ts of passing the record, and then I receive it, and still I submit it to the school registrar to keep it at the record section.
So, in case of privacy, like records, in case of if someone or like breach the security of your records, what are your like measures?
If ever there's a circumstance that a child found or have seen a record from the teacher and it is changed, so we have the original copy that is kept in our office.
Student asks for his or her Form 137, who is authorized to give the form?
If ever I'll receive a request form from the current institution of the student, we will give or we will allot 2 days for the processing, and then I am the one who is authorized to give it to him or her.
Does the school have a computer unit that's intended for school records?
We have 2 modes of keeping our records. First is we will have it recorded in a book, and once we finalized it, we will transfer it to computer.
In case of virus system infection, how do you retrieve, or does the school have privacy measures in case of that instance?
That case is inevitable when we talk about computer, and that's why we have 2 modes of keeping our records. The one that is recorded in notebook, so that if that happens, that the computer got infected with virus, we still have a tangible record which is written in our record book.